Hi there, everyone. It's Roger here from Infinity and Beyond, presented by Vinimation Kingdom, with my co-host Abe over in Los Angeles.
How's it going,
Okay.
everybody?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the eighth webcast from Disney Infinity and Beyond, and we are now just about a week away from Disney Infinity 2.0 and just a few days away here in the UK. So we've got loads of news to kick off with, loads of bits and pieces, and also we have a giveaway that Abe is going to be running on this show, so you want to tune into the end of that for details on it. But Abe might just want to give you a sneak peek at what you might want to win.
It's sneak peek. It's somewhere behind me,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Okay, so this week we had loads of information coming out, as we would expect, with Disney Infinity 2 just a week away in the US. But there was a big announcement, really, that sort of came out of nowhere. We knew there was going to be two Marvel figures going to be that were unannounced, ready to be announced, and thanks to a leak on the internet, we found out what it was, which then resulted in some official information coming out. So I'm just going to bring out some images. They were Yondu and Falcon from. So Yondu was from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Falcon was from the Avengers and sort of Winter Soldier movie. So I've just put up some images here, so I'm just going to flick through them. So we'll continue to talk about that while that's still going on. So this is the first one with Yondu. So what do you think about that, Abe?
Well, I definitely like the look of the figure. It definitely resembles Yondu from the actual film. And it is kind of odd too, only because we do have a team up disc that has Yondu, so it's kind of funny to think of having Yondu fight it with himself. But other than that, it's still pretty cool. Falcon was actually a nice little refreshing surprise in my opinion, although we would have appreciated some more Spider-Man figures. But either way, he looks really cool. And I do like the traditional comic book look that they chose for him. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I think for me, I kind of was like, I don't think anyone really guessed it was going to be those two that we were going to get from Marvel. Falcon was for me a little bit out of no, I'd not really sort of heard of him until I'd seen the Winter Soldier movie, and the Winter Soldier would have just kicked ass. I mean, he just.
That's true.
I think when I think like, well, Winter Soldier or Falcon, and they gave us Falcon, but then I also think, well, I think, aren't they turning Falcon is going to become the new Captain America or something like that? So maybe they're just trying to introduce him, get people ready.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Falcon, Captain America, Thor becomes a woman, and I believe Iron Man is going to be like the super mecha hardcore Iron Man. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I just remember my traditional.
Yeah, I think.
my trad
I think it's like with
Yeah.
most of the comic books, they tend to shake them up every once in a while, put some different people in there, and then eventually put them back to how it was. It's like
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's Batman, Tony Stark's Iron Man, Peter Parker's Spider Man. They might move them around a bit, but eventually it all kind of goes back to the standard. But yeah, so
Yeah.
Falcon and Yondu were it did come out as a bit of a surprise. JV is still continuing to tease us with the two Disney characters, so we don't yet know who they are. Um,
Right.
but I don't know if we're actually going to find out before next week. I think that
I
might be
doubt it.
the.
In fact, yeah, I was gonna say. In fact, I think it's just gonna be a patch that might be released maybe a few weeks before the November release of the Disney Originals Toy Box Starter Pack.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing their absolute best to make sure that we don't know it, and they're trying to keep it as a secret. It might be a bit of a an experiment to maybe see if they can do this later down the line, because I think if they could do this for future games and just literally just drop new figures and we don't know about them, I think that's what they'd love to do for us.
Yeah, I think so too, because they do like the element of surprise and being able to surprise all us fans. So, yeah, I guess to avoid the little leaks that happen.
Yeah, I mean, especially this last sort of few days, seem to be getting more and more leaks, more and more pictures popping up of things out for sale. I mean, I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy playset out. I've seen the Power Discs have been out on some pictures, and even the actual starter packs people have been able to get hold of. So it's all a bit sort of these dates are the stores aren't keeping to them.
Yeah, I mean, we're honestly UK less than a week. The States we're a little bit, a couple days over a week. Just we can be patient. I'm sure we can avoid having to pay an arm and a leg on the big auction sites. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't fully get myself. Especially at this late stage, if there was something on there a bit early, by the time you pay for it and it gets shipped to you, you might as well just wait and save yourself the money.
yeah, exactly,
It's not like it
exactly.
was, if you got the figure in like June and you had it like you've got those um, characters behind yourself there that you've had for a couple of them for a couple of months, so that you've kind of been used to that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm just as excited as everybody is, and I just can't wait for it to come out. So hopefully it happens sooner than it really is, but it's not going to.
No,
I'm just gonna be patient.
I was starting to look last night to see whether or not there was a midnight opening at my local game store, where I've pre-ordered to go. Well, maybe on Thursday night I should maybe just see if I could have headed out to get it. And I thought, well, what's the point? I'm gonna go out, buy it, come home, and go straight to bed. So I might as well just wait, wait till the morning.
Yeah,
I'm getting too
exactly,
old to kind of
exactly.
stay up all night playing video games. In some other news that we've had this week, we found out that there's going to be a toy box pack for Aladdin. So it's going to be Aladdin, Jasmine, and the two texture discs and the Sky Dome for the Aladdin. But what's interesting,
And it's funny.
yeah, those two discs aren't going to be part of the Disney 40 that we're going to see in November, which I was really surprised at.
Well, I was gonna say it's funny too because weren't we told we weren't gonna have like twin packs as well, and yet, boom, hey, here's a twin pack.
Yeah, it seems a bit like I thought we weren't going to get the toy box packs. I thought the 40 discs were all we were going to get, and then suddenly we get these other two. So now, um, it's a bit like for me thinking, well, I'm going to be buying Aladdin in November, and then next year I'm going to have to buy this toy box pack. So I end up having to buy two Aladdins.
And you know what, Roger? I don't know because this is obviously based off of a tweet that everybody saw. Somebody asked JV a question, and he said that those two discs, because they didn't appear in the poster of the 40 discs, that these discs are going to come with the Aladdin twin pack. But he didn't really say that they weren't going to be included in the booster packs, the blind packs.
Mm.
So I don't know. I'm skeptical. I think that they will be inside the twin packs. I mean, I'm sorry, the booster packs. Therefore, people who do buy Aladdin by itself before
Yeah.
won't feel like, oh, I'm gonna buy Aladdin again.
I mean, if it's to me like last year, we had the Frozen, the Wreck It Ralph, and the Agent P ones. Now in the UK, we didn't get the Wreck It Ralph and Frozen ones till a month or two afterwards, so I didn't personally pick them up. But we had the Agent P ones straight away, and I picked up that pack. But then I've ended up with so many Phileas and Ferb power discs from the disc that I could never get rid of. So
Well, I was gonna say you were probably one of the many who had that issue, but I guess I was one of the lucky ones because I think I only got the Sky from Phineas and Ferb aside from the two that came in the twin pack. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. It's a hit or miss. I guess whatever comes in your blind pack really
yeah.
determines on whether you're gonna have too many or not.
Well, it
But
actually went the
yeah,
opposite way for me with the Frozen ones because even though I brought like 20, 25 packets, I never got one Frozen terrain, and I ended up
yeah,
having to get Travis to send them over to me from the US because I just couldn't, because he had stacks full of them.
yeah. I don't know. Just luck of the draw.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a surprise that they have gone with these toy box packs again, especially after they said they wouldn't. But maybe again, it's just that thing if they're looking at extra ways of sort of offering different options for people.
I mean, it does kind of make sense. I mean, Aladdin and Jasmine do go together, so obviously, hey, let's sell a twin pack. That makes sense.
Yeah. In some other news, because of the leaks that got out with someone being able to get hold of the game early, we were able to get a look at the Hall of Heroes. So I'm just going to bring up Vinimation Kingdom here, and I'm just going to go through some of the stories here. So we'll open that one up. Okay, so as I said, they leaked out the Hall of Heroes, and we saw some images of it, and it looks like there's a sort of, let's bring this up here. So you've got like a Marvel themed one, and apparently you can go over a bridge into the Hall of Heroes from the first game, and over it looks pretty similar. Did you see that? Did you see these pictures?
Yeah, I did actually. I do like the fact that they are bringing the old Hall of Heroes back and just making it nice and shiny and pretty for, adding the 2.0 to it. And the fact that they add a little bridge that takes you to the new part of it, that's pretty cool. I did also notice the Marvel Hall of Heroes. Obviously, it doesn't look like the Disney one, but I do like the look. It kind of reminds me of
Tron.
well, not only Tron, but I was going to say if you ever saw Iron Man 3, where Tony Stark called all his suits that he ever made, and they came out of underneath
Yeah.
his Malibu home, like it kind of looks like the room he would store all
Yeah,
his Iron Man suits
because there's
away.
quite a lot of pedestals there, and it's like you said, it looks
Yeah.
so completely different from the new version. And looking at this image here of the Disney side of things, it looks very similar to the Hall of Heroes we saw from the first game. So they've definitely sort of kept in line with sort of keeping it in theme, but also making Marvel look very, very different.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and as it should be, I mean, even though they are all under the same, Disney umbrella now, they are definitely two different identities. I mean, I'm sorry, entities, and Marvel should definitely look different. So I like the change. I like the pictures, and I can't wait to experience it. So
Yeah, I mean, as well as it makes sense from the thing of like it's essentially now going to have one big Hall of Heroes with three separate sections. Makes kind of
yeah,
makes a lot of sense from that point of view. Okay,
yeah, no, it does. I agree.
okay. So we also found out, well, a tweet by JV that we are going to see some more of these like case exclusives. We saw one last year with Jack Skellington in a basically in a plastic box with a few bits of sort of images.
And I have that too. I should have had that out just to show it to people, just in case they haven't seen it. But what it is, it's those little storage cases that look like a little hex. Just it fits one figure, but this one was themed. It had like little tombstones and a graveyard sort of painted behind it. But I like this. I'm glad that they're bringing this back. I hope they don't release like 10 or 15 of them. I like the idea of one or two maybe, but
Yeah.
it's good that they're doing this.
I mean, we didn't get them over here in the UK, but there was from my point of view, it's good that they kind of getting the retailers are getting some kind of exclusive. It doesn't necessarily mean that everyone has to go out and buy it. But also, I'm wondering, it can't be if they're bringing it out of one of the figures from the original launch. It's gonna be a bit, you're gonna have to buy two figures. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me if it's one of the ones we've seen from the launch figures.
I think it appeals more to those inbox collectors who like to, display their
Yeah.
their unopened figure, or it could be just for somebody who doesn't want to buy the simple case.
Yeah.
They want to buy a themed case, and they buy that figure with it. So
Yeah, it's just a nice little extra exclusive, I think, for retailers. It's not essential for everyone, and I don't think everyone would have gone straight out and bought the last one. But like I said, it's pretty cool.
I think it's our equivalent to the Elite Skylanders they're releasing, except a lot cheaper. So
Yeah, those look very expensive.
yeah.
I think they were trying to retail for like £25 here in the UK. Those are like $35 or something like that, and it just like
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What are they made out of, gold or something?
it wouldn't be so bad, but when you've already got the figure as well, it doesn't. Right.
Yeah.
In other news, we also we got some information on the PlayStation trophies. Now, we previously found out about the Xbox sort of achievements a while ago, but there was quite a lot of sort of information. This all came out thanks to PlayStationTrophies.org, and some of the trophies including being a Platinum Hero, so collect every trophy. There were some leveling up trophies. Visit the Hall of Heroes, ride a motorcycle, pilot a vehicle. There's a World Traveller where you can download 5 user games. You can link 5 toy boxes together, defeat some enemies. play as a 4-player. There's quite a lot of different ones. Do some feats. Play as a sidekick. Now I find the sidekicks quite interesting because as you said with Skylanders Trap Team, they're doing this whole other sidekicks thing. So I don't know whether or not necessarily these little sidekicks that you do in the toy boxes are quite gonna sort of look up compared to those little sidekicks.
I don't know if they're referring to. Well, actually, I think they're referring to the fact that you can have like little sidekick moves, kind of like you can put Groot and Rocket together, in a sense, if you play multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I guess that might give you a trophy.
Well,
they might have something.
Yeah, I
like one.
thought that if you go into the toy box, you can basically they've introduced an area now where you can have those little townspeople and they fight alongside you. And they do bits and pieces. So there we go. Those trophies, they're not, like I said, there's nothing groundbreaking in there. But it's good. I always just view them as a nice little touch while you're playing along. I don't specifically go out my way to go and get them. But I know a lot of people, they want as many trophies as they can possibly get.
Well, if they have leaderboards this time around, it's a great way to be competitive with your friends too. So that is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, we just mentioned that as well between us, that the other day, that we've both just noticed while we were playing Skylanders Swap Force that each of our names was popping up with our scores underneath.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's something that will add an extra element to Disney Infinity, where you can, if you're then competing against your friends, and it just adds more sort of interest, I think, to everything really.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Okay, that's right. In some other news, like I said, we had lots of little bits this week. JV also said that there was going to be any Blu Ray or DVD combo sets. Now, if you're not too sure what they were, last year they brought out some box sets with like Frozen, and then you had the choice of either Anna Rosa as the Disney Infinity figure, and you had Monsters University with either Mike or Randall, and they haven't got any of them planned for this year. And I was thinking, well, maybe other than Guardians of the Galaxy and Big Hero 6, that would be the only two movies that they probably could have linked them into anyway.
Honestly, I don't think it was necessary. To tell you the truth, I think I don't think they were big sellers. To be honest with you, like, nah. I see what they tried to do there. Like, oh, I want to buy the movie. Oh, what's this figure? Oh, it's for a game, and then or vice versa. If somebody wants already playing the game and they want the movie, it works out. But I don't think so. I mean, in fact, the fact that there was another article recently released that the Guardians of the Galaxy figures alone have been having astronomical reservations for pre-orders. I mean,
yeah. I mean, so Rocket Raccoon, I think, is the #1 selling figure of all of the Disney Infinity just on pre-orders alone, which shows you how popular Guardians and Marvel is.
Yeah, so you don't need to attach the movie to it. I'm sure the movie's going to sell enough as it is.
And it was also, as well as, it's just more stuff at retail. And I think with the amount of Disney Infinity items, there's only so much things they can actually put out on the shelf.
Shelf space. Yeah.
But as like you mentioned there, with Rocket Raccoon and Guardians being, so popular, they've really kind of landed on their feet with having sort of Guardians of the Galaxy included in it, because they didn't really know at the time. It could have easily been another Lone Ranger.
Absolutely, and that's why I love this game so much. They're willing to take risks, and even though Lone Ranger didn't do great in the box office, that playset was the best in my opinion. So either way, they'll do some justice to any type of movie franchise, and that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that's cool. And also, we found out that if you're in Walt Disney World or Orlando on Saturday, if you head down to the Once Upon a Toy store in the downtown Disney area, you can actually get the game. There's going to be limited amounts on Saturday, so if you want to get it a few days early and you're in the area, you can go pick that up. Makes sense, you might as well. You got these huge, great big theme parks. It makes sense. I think they did it the same last year, and it'll be out the rest of the world.
It's great. Yeah, it's great for all of you Florida people out there. I mean, I'm in California, and if it was at Disneyland, if I didn't have the collector's edition already pre-ordered, maybe I maybe would have made the trip. But
yeah,
but go get it if you want to.
Yeah, this is a nice little touch, I think, for anyone nearby. But also, we found out a little bit more information about the digital version through some tweets coming through from JV. I think we are expecting some official information coming out this week. They were supposed to have been last week or the week before, but it's been delayed. But we are supposed to be getting some official information. However, it's going to be priced at $19.99 for the console version, and it's coming out in November.
Yeah, corresponding to the Toy Box release, I believe, and that's great for everybody who wanted to hold on to their base and reuse it, so they can download it. They can download the game.
I think there's a lot of bonuses to going the digital route. I actually wrote in a column in a story the other day on Vinimation Kingdom where I broke down the price of each of the items, and I'm just going to bring that up because this is something that might get people's ideas of what to do with the new game, because obviously it's coming out in November, the digital version. So if you're after the Marvel stuff, you're better off just buying the Marvel starter pack straight away, because you're going to have to wait 6 weeks. But I actually broke down the details, so I'm just going to bring that up here now. Just found it. Okay, so I broke down the prices on this. Right, so the Marvel starter pack costs $74.99. And so if you take $20 for the digital version, and then $36 for the Avengers playset, and then $15 for 4, we don't yet know how much the Toy Box starter, the game discs are, the Escape from the Kylin and the Assault on Asgard. So based on that alone, the actual Marvel starter pack, without the cost of those two discs, will cost you about $71. And so therefore, as long as the Toy Box discs come in at under $5, it's still cheaper to get the Marvel starter pack. And that doesn't include if you can get a free figure or some free gifts with it. So if you can get a free figure, it's cheaper to get the starter pack.
It makes sense, honestly. A lot of people are complaining, why do I want another base? To be honest with you, why do you want to spend more money rather than get free stuff?
And also, to be honest, I think we put maybe a little bit too much financial value on that base. Personally, I think it's probably only $1 or two. If they took it out, it probably, if you saw a starter pack for $75 with it and $73 without it, it's not going to make a lot of difference at that end.
Right, and like you said, also, I mean, the free gift and the free figure. I mean, a lot of pre-orders here in the States, and not only are you getting a free figure, but you're also getting a free pack of the power discs.
Yeah, so that's another $5-6 as well. And just looking at the toy box starter pack, which is $60. So if you look at the $20 for the digital version, $15 for Stitch, $15 for Merida. Again, we don't know the price of the two toy box games, so that comes up to just about $50. So if the toy box discs are under £10, it's cheaper to get the starter pack. However, again, if you throw in the Disney figure, which is about $15, it basically means you're getting 3 figures for $45, and then you're getting the game and the 2 box. So in terms of the starter packs, if it's probably better for you and cheaper for you if you can get those 3 figures to go with the starter pack option.
And something that's also very important is that time is money. You basically are going to spend less money and you get the game sooner, rather than waiting till the digital version comes out and you pay more. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'd rather play the game now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just generally with Disney Infinity as a whole, is if you're willing to wait, if you wait till next year, you're going to get a lot cheaper than this year. But one of the things that is cool with the digital version of being only $20, for example, if you do not want any of the Marvel figures, and you only want to pick up a couple of the sort of originals eventually and over time, because you could just go in, buy the digital version. You can use all of your figures, and you can get all the experience of 2.0 toy box, and it's only going to cost you $20. So on that side, if you aren't necessarily into it in a huge way, it is actually a good cheap way of getting into it, and you can carry on using your Rapunzel and your Wreck-It Ralph, and it's a good budget way of getting into, and so you can do all the toy boxes and you can get all the games and stuff.
Yeah, and that's definitely cater to those people who want to play their old stuff and just play just the new toy box without having to invest a lot of money. That's honestly the best way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sort of casual fan or casual sort of people, that's
Yeah.
a good way. And also, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be $20 forever. I mean, I could easily see them doing discounts next year, to try and get people that have, like they did with the Wii version this year, trying to sort of get people into it a bit later on.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean it's aside from the whole cost and everything, it's great that they're giving everybody options. Whether those who want to get the physical disc and the starter pack in the beginning, or you just want it digitally, you can wait a little bit longer. It's perfect. Everybody has an option. That's awesome.
And also,
Except the Wii fans.
yeah, the
Which,
Wii fans.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no, you're gonna have to buy a new console. It's a bit.
Yeah.
Of, it's just. There does seem to have been less questions about the Wii version as time's gone on. I think as it sort of
Yeah.
soaked in. I mean, when they
I
announced
think
it,
I
it,
think the
it was
flag is the
constant.
one.
But also, it was kind of, I think, as well as the game companies, they want us to try and get used to digital downloads. I think
Yeah.
that's the big thing as well. Maybe not necessarily for this game, for the new sort of PS4, Xbox One generation, but the console after that, the Xbox One very easily could have been all digital if they'd gone with the original plan.
And you know what though? I think it's gonna go with time. Obviously, they're trying to see every aspect. For example, everybody who has movies and Blu-rays and DVDs and whatnot, they keep advertising digital downloads,
Yeah.
until people stop buying the disc version of movies. That's when we're gonna start seeing people gravitate to all digital games and stuff. So
I must admit, actually, I think if they had put out a collector's edition, with either the free digital version or just without the game disc, and I had to download the game, I would have gone that option because I'm going to be using the game every single week for the next year. So having it digitally would have been would have been easier for me. But obviously, I want it straight away. But if I could have brought it without actually the game thing and brought it on literally day one, I would have probably gone digital.
well, don't forget, also, Roger, and you bring up the collector's edition with Sony. Don't forget that Sony has that PlayStation TV that is going to be all digital,
Yeah.
and therefore you can actually play it on to, wherever you are in your home on a different console, or I'm sorry, a different TV or whatnot. So
But also
that
with
helps you out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much sticking with my PS4. No little I think that's enough for me at the minute. But also, they've announced. I saw it on the Disney Infinity website that there's going to be an iPhone version coming soon, and I'm wondering if that's maybe for the iPhone 6 because apparently it's as powerful as a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, according to all the bump that came out earlier this week. So it just said coming soon, so there's no information on that. I mean, I'd love to have it on my iPhone, but I don't think my battery would last very, very long with me trying to play
Oh
it,
God,
build a
no.
toy box.
Yeah.
And I don't know how
Yeah,
how
battery
I
would.
could see little things on it. But it makes sense. But the digital version is going to be of the game is going to be coming out on the iOS and also PC and Windows 8. It's basically going to be October, November time. They're going to be appearing on the PC. So what you can do is if you do buy the game, you get these little cards with a web code, so you can go on and build stuff. So that's a slightly different way that they're approaching this game because that's going out to the more casual sort of fans.
Yeah. No, and it works out for everybody. So
But one thing that does slightly sort of get with me with that is if the iPad version and the PC version are free, why didn't they just make the digital version on the console free? Because it would have. It's like
because, well, I was gonna say because every game that they're selling, whether it being digital or physical, they're still charging you. Honestly, they're gonna keep milking it and take as much money as possible with downloads until it becomes to the point where they're gonna say, okay, this is free, and then start paying for little added features.
yeah. I mean, I know
But,
with the main reason they haven't gone down that route is if you look at the PC version on the website. I haven't actually used it. I've just looked at it. Is that they're charging you for downloading the web. If you want to play the play sets, you can download them digitally. If you want some power discs, you buy them digitally. So it's an entirely different sort of monetary value than for example, for the console where you buy the figures itself.
Yeah, I mean, this is the second version. Maybe they might be testing the waters for now, but they'll see what's worth putting out for free and what's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're saying that this new iPhone 6 version is supposed to be as powerful as a PS4, then it just makes sense that they keep charging everybody
Yeah.
for digital downloads on consoles, and if the phone works out, they might even charge it through the phone. Who knows?
I think it's that thing as well. It's because when you buy the figure, you get that web code. So it's still encouraging you to go out and buy it. It's like with the PC version. Originally, they just gave you Mr. Incredible, and if you wanted the extra figures, you either had to buy them or buy the figures. So they're still encouraging you to. It's like most sort of PC and phone games where they give it to you for free, but they keep sort of bugging you to keep buying more. So I can see why they've done that.
Yeah. Well, it's just like every game,
Yeah.
even the simple phone games where, like Candy Crush or whatnot. Oh, I can't beat this level. Oh, pay this much, and we'll help you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Same
it's just a completely different sort of value. I think coming as a console gamer, I'm used to buying one game, paying it up front, and that's it. As opposed to sort of having it for free and having sort of little chips at it and.
Well, I mean, but even like in I don't know, the shooting games, you can buy an additional map for like $1.99. You can buy this additional gun for $2.99. I mean, if there's a way to monetize a digital download or even buying a physical game and still have little attachments, they're gonna do it until people stop paying for it. Then
I must admit the sort of the trend of doing extra DLC for games. Is now a major part of console games. There's no more. You just very rarely you just buy one game and there's never any DLC for it. I mean, I always used to get a little bit annoyed, especially this last year, for example, the new WWE video game. To pay £20 or $25 for an extra 10, 15 characters. I'm starting to go, well, actually, no. Why not just if the game was £60 to first place, I would have just bought it, but. I was like, no, I'm not paying that for a few characters. Whereas I always used to.
Well, I was going to say, I just recently finished The Last of Us Remastered on PS4, and phenomenal game, great story, everything was cool. But then at the very end, after I beat it, I realized I could have bought like an additional gun or additional outfit or whatnot. It just didn't appeal to me.
No.
I mean, if the game doesn't need it, you don't need it. That's why I think, Disney Infinity, just buying the actual game itself. Yeah, any DLC, I don't know. I don't think you'll need it. I like the way they're doing it now. So
I think as well as the way I still look at sort of the Disney Infinity in that kind of thing of the DLC is the playsets. They are the figures. You might not be necessarily a DLC, but you are buying additional content. You don't need it. You could play. You could play through through the Incredibles playset with just all the playsets with just what you brought. You didn't necessarily have to go buy the other 4 or 5 figures for each playset. And the same will be with sort of Disney, really, or the new one.
Oh, I was gonna say the power discs are the DLC for me.
Yeah.
You don't need them, but they're kind of cool. So, but the fact is, it's not just a digital download; it's a little physical thing.
Yeah.
So, the collector value just goes up a bit.
I mean, for me as well, because of collective animation, I look at like the Disney Infinity figures, and they're the same price as of animation. Yet, I have something I can use it. I can play with it. I've got adventures. I've got things I can actually do with it. So to me, I'm used to just buying a figure. So having all this extra content with a figure means it's really good value.
I would like to see a video of you playing with your Funimation figures. By the way.
Yeah, they're in a
throwing
case.
that out
They don't come out. No. We can't actually touch them. No, they're not supposed to be used. Yeah, it's one of those things. Except the thing is, though, is all my Disney Infinity stuff is actually just shoved in a box because there's no actual shelf space. It's not like you with your little shelf behind you there with your figures on.
Oh yeah, it's when I play with them, they're on next to my TV and I'm using them. But when they're done, they become little displays. So I don't know. I take care of them. So
I think this is one thing that I am looking forward to with the new game is. Up to now, if I go on my Disney Infinity, I'll go in my box and I'll pick up maybe 1 or 2 characters, and I might pick up my power disc tray half the time. I don't even bother with the power discs. I just literally pick up 1 or 2 figures, pop it on the base, and I play. But I find that when I've got to play my like swap force, I have to bring the whole case out. I have to pop them down because I'm constantly swapping and I'm constantly going to the different gates and I'm having to use the different things. And I just find, after like an hour of playing swap force, I've exploded all over the living room with figures, and it you feel like you are like a little kid playing with your figures. Whereas Disney Infinity, till then, you didn't really. It was like, well, I don't really. You just pop it down and you play the whole game with 1 figure on it, and that was the end of it.
I'm not going to turn this camera around, but it's funny that you say that because I was playing Swap Force before I got on here, and in front of me it's like an explosion of Skylander.
But that's one thing I really noticed the difference with, and I think with the new 2.0, with having consequences for death. If you're in the Guardians of the Galaxy playset, you're going to need all 6 or 5 or 6 of them next to you, because you're going to be swapping.
You stole that thought out of my head too, because that's exactly what I was going to say.
And then you're going to need Iron Man, and then you're going to need Nova as well. So you're going to need. So just playing the Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to have 7 figures in front of you.
Well, what about Avengers? Eventually, when all of them are released, including the villain and Falcon. That's a lot of figures. That's going to be, 10 figures that you're going to be swapping here and there?
6, 7, yeah. And then you've got
Rocket.
Rocket.
Should be 10.
Yeah, and then you've got Rocket and
Nova
as well, yes. So that's going to add a whole new element to playing, and I think it's going to increase people wanting new figures, and I think it's going to make things a little bit more interesting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody keeps saying, I want, but this is just year 2. I mean...
Yeah.
You just know that there's so much more coming, and it's great for everybody to be excited, because we know we are too. Just patience is a virtue, yeah. I guess.
I think for me, patience, actually, it's got to the point where I'm, it's out on Friday, so I'm literally just a few days away. I've just got.
Oh, you're biting your nails over there, aren't you?
Well, it's actually, to be honest, it's kind of going the opposite. I was sat there last night, and I was just had the PlayStation 3 going through, and I'm just using the fan trick to level up some of my crystal figures I didn't get around to doing. And I'm thinking, like, on Thursday, I've got to wipe my PlayStation 3 because I'm taking it in to trade it for the collector's edition because it's never been used again. So it's like, I've got a bag in the spare room with all the PlayStation 3 stuff all ready to be traded in for the collector's edition. I'm ready to go, really, with it.
Well, I mean, as far as for me goes, I mean, I believe you were given Groot, right, when you went to go demo the game?
No, I haven't got anything. No,
you didn't get a single one?
No.
Oh, jeez.
No, I've got to.
Okay, well, I was gonna say because I have some figures and some discs, and I'm just staring at them in the box. I'm like, I just want to play with you guys already. So, for me, I'm just distracting myself with Swap Force. I'm just playing Skylanders because there's so many of them. I know I'm gonna be preoccupied, but I'm honestly pretty antsy. I want to play this game already. I mean, I already tried all 3 of these playsets at these expos and whatnot, but that's just a tease. And,
yeah,
and
I mean that's the thing as well.
I'm excited for it
because I've played a little bit of Spider-Man and a little bit of Guardians as well of the new game, and I must admit, did this last sort of 6 weeks or so. I went through the Incredibles playset again. I went through the Lone Ranger playset again. And I did start doing the Monsters University, and then I realised I actually I didn't have enough time to do all the play sets that I needed to do in the process. But just going back and playing some of the play sets was a good way of just sort of filling in a little bit of time, and as you said, a little bit of Swap Force just to kind of jump to the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I also bought Destiny too, just to try that out, and just tied me over. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's what I mean. I have pre-ordered the Skylanders Trap Team, and I did look at it the other day. And after I pre-ordered, I go, well, I don't know how much. It's probably going to be November before I actually start really using it because I'll still be going through the play sets. But there was a load of free stuff they were chucking in with it, so I thought, oh well, I'll just get it.
Yeah, no, I'm. This is the thing I've been waiting for since May, since they announced it. I'm I'm ready to play. So if I was where you're at right now, I'd be excited because it's 3 days sooner.
Yeah,
So
and as well as that is, I've got a little break, so I know that I've literally got like a week of playing Disney Infinity 2.0 before I have to put it down. So I'm like literally next week. I mean, I have a schedule actually put down on a piece of paper for, because I'm thinking, right, I've need to play the game, do some videos for the channel, do some unboxing videos. I mean, I'm gonna be so busy next week.
wait, so what day exactly does it come out for you?
It comes out on Friday here, so it comes out.
So I guess I won't see you Monday.
Well, we are gonna do a webcast at the same time next week, and what will be different with this is the plan is I'll have had the entire weekend playing the game, so we'll have different view. I'll have a different view entirely. You're still in the same position as you are now.
Well, I was gonna say if I was in your shoes, if I got it 3 days sooner, I would say, sorry, Roger, you're doing the webcast by yourself. I'm playing.
But also, I
But
am
no,
planning on
that's
trying.
great.
Yeah, I just figured it'd be a good way of, especially because it'll be a day before it's out in the US. It's a good way of just kind of giving information to people there. And also, I am planning on trying to do a little bit of sort of live streaming and putting stuff up on the YouTube channel of me just playing, because having it a few days early than the US, I know there's a little bit more interest in certain things. So
Well, I'm gonna be dependent on your webcast on Monday because even though it's supposed to come out here on Tuesday, there is a slight chance, and I hope I'm not jinxing it. I'm gonna knock on wood here, but there's a slight chance that I may still not get it on Tuesday. Only reason why is I pre-ordered it on at Best Buy, and whenever you pre-order stuff with them, they send you an email telling you, just so you know, once it launches, don't show up to the store. Wait until we email you to let you know that it's in store.
all right.
So I'm like biting my nails. Are you serious? It's possible that I might not have it.
Well, I mean,
But I'm sure they will.
yeah, I mean, I actually went into the store and pre-ordered it to pick it up on the day because I didn't want to run the risk like I did last year of waiting for emails for the actual game, because it was an absolute nightmare last year with one of the companies just kind of kept messing up and people were getting it late. People got it. Luckily, I got it a day early last year, but other people were getting it a day late. So this year I decided just to order it and pick it up. But I have got about 3 orders in for different items online. The play sets I'm hoping are going to be dispatched today or tomorrow, and I've got some power discs on order from one company, some power discs on order from another company. So I'm hoping little boxes start arriving in the next couple of days with things in.
Oh, let me know.
What I decided to do this year was kind of to start off with the pre-orders. Was I ordered the play sets because they were basically they were nearly half price, so they were a really good bargain, and I didn't want to run the risk of not having any power discs straight away. And you could only order 5 on a lot of the different retailers here, so I've actually placed a few different orders so they all come in, because I just figured on day one, if I'm walking down the street with a collector's edition, a load of figures, I'm not going to be able to carry it all to the car. So
Well, yeah, and I'm kind of like, because of this whole thing about the Guardians figures being very popular for pre-orders, I didn't pre-order Groot, so I'm kind of paranoid. I hope it's definitely there when I show up to the store so I can pick it up off the shelf.
yeah, I mean, I'm just literally planning on picking up the collector's edition and basically the single figures. So I've literally just got to pick up Iron Fist, Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and I've gone blank. I get a free figure with the collector's edition, so I'm planning on getting Nick Fury with him. Oh, Venom, that's it. So
Don't forget Venom.
Yes.
Don't forget Venom.
No, I was trying to think then. So yeah, so I've got to pick up Venom, Iron Fist, Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and Drax. So I've got to pick up 5 single figures to go along with the packet. So that's definitely going to keep me. I think that collector's edition, the box looks huge, so hopefully it'll fit in the car.
Yeah, no, it's big.
I still don't know where I'm going to put that diorama. I I'm where the PlayStation 3 space. I've kind of allocated it, but I know my wife's not gonna want to keep it out underneath the TV.
Yeah, I definitely have a display case yet. Um, well, I bought it before I went to Comic-Con, and Travis was actually warning me that it's massive, and I'm like, okay, but it's gonna fit my case. And then I went into Comic-Con and I saw it, and I'm like, oh boy, it's massive. So I don't know if it's gonna either go in the case or on top of it, but
Yeah,
it's definitely.
It's that thing of going. I'm not too sure quite where it's gonna live yet, but I went for it anyway just because it was available. I think there's be a
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
us in that same boat, you know. But
Yeah,
with our little,
it's gorgeous though.
yeah,
It's gorgeous. I mean, I saw it up close, and they even had Loki on there, and it's definitely very well made. It's not something cheap, horrible paint job. It's really nice.
I think it's. I mean, it's like I think there is this. It's going to be this thing. It's like next week I'll actually be able to lift it up and have it in my hands. So that will be quite cool for the webcast next week.
Okay, now you're just showing off.
Yeah, well, I'll be there going, look at this. Right. Also, like we said earlier in the show, Abe has got a competition that he's going to run for you. So I'm going to pass it over to him to explain what you have to do to win and what you can win.
Actually, Roger, I changed my mind. I'm keeping it.
You're going to keep it.
No, I'm just kidding.
You can just
I'm
send it
just
to me.
kidding.
That's fine.
Okay, so we're doing a little giveaway for everybody. What we want is, we enjoy your feedback, and we want more people to be able to see our webcasts too, and give us suggestions and leave comments and whatnot. So we have a little giveaway that we're doing, and there's a few things you need to do to win. But obviously, I did say it's behind me, and it's actually the GameStop exclusive, the Hulk Green capsule. Which, don't worry, there's a brand new one here for you guys. So this will be a giveaway. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you guys can like the video that we are doing today. And please leave a comment. In the comment, we're going to ask you guys to tell us what is your one favorite thing that you like about Disney Infinity 2.0 as a whole. Whether it be the Marvel side, the Disney original side, whether it be a toy that you saw in the toy box, one of the figures, just one thing that you really, really enjoy the most and that you're excited for in this next game. We also do ask you to, when you're in the Facebook group, go ahead and obviously like the link that Roger's going to leave for you guys with this video. But in that comment section of the Facebook link, just type 3 words, I have entered. That way we know that you have fulfilled all the requirements for the contest. So just to recap again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, go ahead and like the video, comment what's your one favorite thing about the new Disney Infinity 2.0 game, and then obviously like and comment I have entered into the Facebook video link. So Roger will also go ahead and type that in the actual YouTube video link. Yeah. I'm sorry, on the Facebook side, so you guys don't get confused. Yeah. But I'll say it one more time just to play it safe. Subscribe, like video, comment what's your favorite thing about Disney Infinity 2.0, like the video on the Facebook side, and comment I have entered. And then that way we know that you are one of the official entries. We'll verify that you fulfilled all the requirements, and then I will definitely announce the winner on the next video. Yep. We will definitely have that ready for you, and obviously we'll let you guys feel free to go play your game and forget about us, and eventually you'll get it, whoever wins it.
And also, because that's the thing as well, because when we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, I have another giveaway that you might want to be entering. So there's a second chance of getting something, and we're about just a few people under 500. So that will be coming up later this week, I hope. So we're going to have 2. So look at them teasing me with that, because we haven't heard anything about that in the UK yet. That green version. So that's.
Well, Roger, I'll have a mini giveaway for you if we'll talk about that later.
That's the mini. That's the mini one. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'd like to thank Abe for co-hosting this week as well. It's great to have him on, and as I hope everyone agrees, it makes the show a lot more interesting with just not me talking to myself, because it just makes me look like a loony. But anyway,
Well,
guys,
I hope I'm adding.
Sorry.
I hope I'm adding good stuff to this. So.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's better than you could just be standing there going, "I am Groot. I am Groot."
Yeah, that's true. I can just be playing with my figures right in front of you.
Anyway, guys, remember
Alright.
to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and what you need to do as well is subscribe to the channel for more Disney Infinity news. I am expecting loads of videos to be going up on there, as well as this YouTube channel. We'll be trying to do lots of stuff for Disney Infinity 2. You can win this lovely looking green capsule by just commenting on this video below. And remember to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, theanimationkingdom.com, and also on our Infinity and Beyond Facebook group. Look at him teasing. And he's got power discs in it as well, but that's his own. Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
thank you very much for checking us out. See you later. Okay, and we are